beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This podcast is a vortex for activating wealth, riches, and boss bitches. It is here that I teach multi-dimensional business. Our content will fall under 3 different categories: 5D quantum creation, 4D frequency alchemy, and the most potent 3D strategy. Every aspect of business that contributes to the creation of success is covered here. Plus, I will be personally interviewing the most amazing boss bitches that are at the forefront of the game, paving the way for money, magic, and magnetism in business. Let's get ready to activate all of that within you. So excited to have you guys here. All right, we're going to get super freaking deep today. I hope I have your permission to get a bit wild, to get a bit crazy, to get a bit deep. I was having a chat to a client last night, and I am really trying to recalibrate with all of the things that have been happening. And it's almost my manifestations are coming through so thick and fast. It feels very jarring. I'm like, okay, let's have a break for a second. However, in saying that, things are still happening. Things are still shifting. And yeah, I've had the most insane month and a bit now. It's month and a bit. So I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to take some of this. You guys are going to be like, yeah, okay, Sarah, we've heard this. You've spoken about it a little bit, but I'm going to start. I need to go from start to finish. I'm going to be breaking some things down for you, some things that I've never spoken about before. And I've never spoken about these things before because these are all really powerful new kind of realizations that I've had, or not realizations, awarenesses, things that have been shown to me that are deeply profound and life-changing. And I'm so beyond excited to present them to you. So for those of you that are like at the edge of your seat wondering what I'm going to be offering to you, yes, I'm going to be offering something to you at the end of this. Some of you are going to join me. We have a 9-week journey that is probably going to be some of the deepest work I've ever done. And I will talk to you about that at the end, but I'm going to kind of break everything down for you and what led to this, because my life has been just simply insane and almost to the point where things feel unbelievable. But at the same time, this is how it gets to be, right? This is how it gets to be. So give me a hell yes if you're excited. Also give me a hell yes if you are ready to feel the profound shifts in your reality. Because if you let this information permeate your cells, you can have radical shifts as well and have these crazy experiences where you're like, how am I here? Okay. So I'm going to take you through the journey. I'm going to take you to Necker Island with me. I'm going to show you some photos. I'm going to give you some insights. I'm going to tell you about Richard and what blows my mind about him. But also then I'm going to take you through some really fucking insane things that have happened to me. Like almost, I can't really describe it. I can't really describe it. It's the first time I'm kind of talking about all this actually. So we're going to talk about what I call manifesting miracles. I hate using terms like this. I hate using terms like, oh, quantum leaping, live your best life. I do not like that because number one, they are so overused. Number two, unfortunately, they're overused by people that have not really embodied it, like that are not really having these wild, crazy miracle experiences. They're kind of used to sell things. However, for me, there's no other term to describe literally what the past month has been like. So forgive me for using these cliche terms, but like, what else am I meant to say, right? Okay. So it's manifesting miracles, but when I reverse engineer what has been happening, I have kind of downloaded or been shown. It wasn't even like a download, right? This is the wild thing. It was like shown to me on a third eye projector screen, all of these contracts, all of these programs, and I'm getting chills as I talk about it. All of these things that I consciously and even subconsciously undid in order to have things like boom, 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 like just boom, like land in my reality. And so I'm calling this what I went through and what I've been going through, the deep undoing. And it is fucking mind blowing. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that today. So it's wild. Who's excited to go through the process of the deep undoing? Because ultimately, it's like we understand we are one with everything. We are one with every timeline. Every timeline is available, and we are processing and going through timelines at 1 billion times per second. It is the things that we are holding on to, the contracts, the programs, the plugins, all of the things that are keeping us separate from these manifesting miracle experiences. So this is why this deep undoing is so crucial. Okay, but let's talk about why everything has felt so crazy and bizarre over the past few months. So, okay, when was this? I think this was April. So look, I'm in LA in 15,000 square feet mega mansions, as you do, having the most amazing experiences with some insanely amazing humans. This is Mia Magic. If you guys don't know who she is, follow her. She was literally just on Fox News in America 2 nights ago for talking about her rage ceremonies. And she is like spearheading like feminine release and being able to have like release, embody and embrace your feminine rage and let it go. So she is, oh gosh, one of the most amazing humans. Her and I connected big time, but being in LA, meeting these people, being in these mansions, being around these entrepreneurs that are running multi-million dollar companies. Some of them have done this totally organically, being asked to speak at the Beverly Hills Hilton, being around these, like that was all just coincidence. That was one part of this. So LA always shifts me. I had a really crazy, profound realization, and it's something, and look, I don't know if this is already talked about. This is just coming from me. This is coming from my downloads and my realizations. Maybe there are other teachers out there talking about this as well. What I realized is that when you guys probably already know this, and this is so important, we have to understand in order for us to have these experiences, in order for them to happen very quickly, we have to collapse something I call a separation distortion. We are not separate from these. We are not separate from these people. Okay, this is so important. Like you see, one of the biggest distortions, an actual contract. So I was shown these distortions as a contract. And contracts are interesting. And you guys, if you follow me for a long time, you never hear me talk about contracts. You hear me talk about blocks and distortions and programs, but never a contract. And why was it shown? Like, why were these things that are keeping us separate from experiences shown to me as a contract? Well, number one, a contract is something that we agree to, right? That's a bit scary, but it's also something that is very binding. So we get ourselves into what I was shown as a separation contract. I've agreed to see myself separate to these experiences. I've agreed to see these people as above me. I've agreed to see myself as not somebody worthy of living in a massive mansion or experiencing mansions or speaking at the Hilton. I've agreed that is separate from me. So you consciously and subconsciously, because of programming, have put yourself in a separation contract. Wild. We don't consciously do this, right? But it is what happens, unfortunately. So it was like these crazy awarenesses, and I left LA buzzing, as I always do. So I'm meeting these people, I'm meeting these like influencers who are doing all these crazy good things. And it's like, instead of seeing them as separate, like we become such good friends. And guys, can I tell you, when collaborations are in the works, they're in the works, and big things are going to come out of just LA, but that's a different conversation. So it was bizarre. I had this moment where it was like, I had this realization of, I am in this place of what I'm referring to as an I am consciousness. Okay. So the story goes, I'm sitting in LA the last day of the mastermind, and the lady walks in and she goes, okay, you guys, we have one seat. This is a very exclusive group of entrepreneurs. I don't know. There might have been 10 of us in the room. The invite was put out to us only. And there was one spot left. And you have the opportunity to go meet Richard Branson, and you get to be on his private island, and it's happening in 2 weeks. And you'll be there for 4 nights. And of course, all the entrepreneurs, they were on that spot like a bunch of piranhas. And I just sat back and I just went, it's mine. It's mine. Like, I had that experience, and I combined my consciousness with that timeline, and I removed any contracts that I thought were separate, and boom. Literally the next day, I get an email from Natalie, and she said, Sarah, we want to offer this to you. Mind you, most of the people going to Necker Island had a year to prepare. I had 2 weeks and I was shitting myself. Cassidy knows this. She helped me through some of it. Tapping anxiety out of me. Absolutely shitting myself. But it came from a place of knowing that I am. Like, I am money. I am abundance. I am all of this. So the decision was hard and it was easy. It was easy because I knew I was already there. This is an opportunity, and I saw and I knew I was there. That's why when everyone else was jumping on on the spot like piranhas, I didn't say a word. I just sat back and I go, oh, I just know. I know it is mine. And it is that place of the oneness. It is a place of I am not separate from this scenario. I am not separate from this being mine. Most people hold decisions and opportunities and they want it, but they hold a separateness from it. Does this make sense? Okay, I will break this down even further, but I just want to take you through what happened on Necker. This is the other cool thing. I'm going to talk to you before I get into everything I learned and was downloading and blah, 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 all the things, all the deep undoings. I want to talk to you. I want to just take a second and talk about Richard Branson and who this man is. And I'm getting chills and I also want to give you some of the codes from Richard. I want to give you these Necker Island codes. Look at him, look at this island, take in the energy, because we are not separate, right? The time distance and all of that is an illusion. So I want you to take these photos here and I want you to make this part of you, of your being. So before I get into the things I've learned and some of the crazy, what I am referring to is probably some of my most important work. Because when you embody the concepts that I was shown, and it was I was shown on a projector, here's what you have to do to have these crazy miracle experiences. I know immediately if every single person applies this, you are not separate from it. Unless you sign and bind the contract saying you are. Guess what? You get to be on Necker Island. You get to be in multi-million-dollar mansions in LA, rubbing shoulders with amazing humans. You get to be, guys, when I got back home, I had another lunch with another billionaire. What? This is wild, right? But it doesn't have to be. I'm reverse engineering all of this because I want you to believe this is possible for you. And I also last night had the most insane thing happen, but I don't like talking about those insane things until they boom land in my reality. So we'll leave that part. Anyway, let's speak about Richard. Okay. Let's speak about Richard. Let's speak about not only Richard, Richard is a frequency. He emanates the most expanded ability to be, number one, a visionary, an insane visionary. Number two, he also has the ability to be in a place of what I called expanded receivership. Okay? And this is when you're in expanded receivership, it is you go beyond the realms of any possibility. And you're in such a divine knowing that this just gets to happen. Now, one of my friends asked Richard what he thinks of manifestation. Let's say he doesn't have a manifestation practice, but he says he is obsessed with visualizing what his future is. Because he knows, the reason why he's obsessed with it, because he knows, and this is physics and manifestation, he doesn't put that label on it. He knows he's obsessed with his vision, and he knows, he becomes obsessed with it because he knows how to anchor it into physicality. So when we look at, I want you to take in the energy of Richard. I mean, this guy's 74 years old. He is the fittest man, not 74-year-old man I have come across. There were 20-year-old, muscly, young kids on the island as part of Richard's staff, and Richard pushed them to the max. So Richard, he thrives on getting outside of his comfort zone and doing extreme things. He would wake us all up. He would take us on these crazy hikes, right? At cliff hikes. And that would go for an hour and a half. And then he'd be playing tennis, dripping in sweat, hardcore game of tennis. And then he might have a break, might have a chat. Then he'd go back playing. He's the most physical man, taking people on these uphill bike rides, insane. His capability on every level goes outside the realm of the contracts we put on what we think human possibility is. This is a prime example of a man that's broken all the contracts, all the program and human distortion. He's broken them all. He has a company that can put you in outer space. Okay? Not only that, he is a kind human. He operates from heart, like his purest form of heart center. And that was one of the most inspiring things about Richard. He was present with us every single day. He was contractually obligated to spend one Q&A and one dinner. He honestly wanted to sit and get to know every single person. The reason why he was the epitome of somebody who understood how to break the separation contracts. Number one, he's a visionary and he knows how to bring it into fruition. And yes, there's a lot of ways he's done that. He will find every person that agrees that his vision is a good idea, that agrees with him, and he gets the best team around him. And this is what I'm doing in business. Like, I agree. Do you agree this is going to be the best way? I'm going to find the best funnel strategist. I'm going to find the best media buyer, and I'm going to surround myself with the best team. So the thing is with Richard, though, is he also doesn't make you feel separate to him. And again, these are the leaders that I seek. He walks amongst his people. He lived amongst us. He sat there and had conversations with us. And you know when you have somebody that has the most beautiful character, when he gets asked the stupidest questions, but he sits in such consideration and compassion and does not make you feel like an idiot. He is such an insanely good person. He embodies the lack of separation because he doesn't make you feel below him. And that's when you know somebody has embodied that. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to meet some amazing entrepreneurs and they're going to be the people I collaborate and get contacts from. And we're going to, we'll be able to do these things. And yes, that has happened. But I had Richard giving me names of people, him wanting to help me, him wanting to go out of his way and say, hey, contact this person in Melbourne. Because he knows it's not about him and what's going to benefit. He knows that it's not about being separate. We're all one. This is wild. It's the I am. It is the I am. So when you look at Richard and you look at the thread that combines all the entrepreneurs that were on the island, guys, I can't even tell you. Okay, so let's not go there quite yet. Hold on. Where are we at? He has a screw it, let's do it attitude. Entrepreneurs need this, right? You need this. Too many people are afraid to make big decisions. Going to Necker Island, honestly, was one of the biggest decisions I had ever made. It was the scariest decision, and it stretched me on every single level. But I had to be brave. And when people do great things, I want you guys to hear this. When people do great things, it comes from one decision. Comes from doing one thing differently that you didn't do the day before. And why aren't more people doing that? Because it's scary. When you break a pattern and you make one big decision, screw it, let's do it. You do something different than you did the day before. It puts you in this place of the unknown. When I said yes to Necker Island, I was in a crazy wormhole. I said yes, and I just got catapulted into this place where I had no idea where the timeline was going to spit me out, but I let myself sit in the discomfort. So if you want to do great things, you have to make decisions, but you have to be brave enough to be okay with the unknown. You have to be brave. Guys, if you are stuck in monotony and you're fucking sick of it, it's because you're not making these decisions. You're allowing yourself to be in the comfort of everything that you know is the same, everything that is tedious, everything that is familiar. But this is Richard's quote: the brave might not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. And if you don't feel like you're living, it's because you're staying too much inside your comfort zone. So the biggest thread that I saw amongst all of these insanely amazing entrepreneurs, and some of these women, most of us, I think we were all women except for the partners, like some people brought partners. Some of these women were running 5 different companies, $1 million companies, younger than me, right? So yes, they've failed. Yes, they've had to make crazy decisions. Yes, they were able to follow through on a little like soul nudge and take risks. Like, screw it, let's do it. Let's take the fucking risk. Let's break out of this hamster wheel. Let's get out of this monotony and let's get a bit brave. It's not comfortable. It's scary as shit. But look, I promise you, being on the other side of it, and I'm still kind of not quite on the other side of it. I'm still calibrating because so much is still happening. It is always worth it because no matter what, here's the thing. Hopefully this helps you. No matter what, everything is put in your reality to benefit you. So where do you care where you land? Where do you care where you land? You're going to land wherever it's going to benefit you. So you have to stop being so afraid. Okay. So let's just sit in that for a second. Is this triggering? If it is, this is the thing for you, okay? If it's triggering, this is the thing. You're not making the decisions. You are sitting on something. You're not putting yourself out there. You're whatever it is. And there's always, and look, okay, what I'm going to do, and the thing that became wildly apparent to me and what was shown to me is why. Like, why are we not being brave? And this is what I get to break down for you, because for me, it was scary. I was scared as shit to go to Necker Island for so many different reasons. It was a lot to process in a very short amount of time. Most people, like I said, had a year to prepare for it. But when I was shown everything that's keeping you from this I am consciousness, and you can break these contracts that are keeping you separate from these experiences, you're not going to have to do the things as extreme like what I do in terms of having to experience the emotional discomfort, because you'll understand all of these things that are keeping you back. And sometimes it is just a matter of undoing the contract, sometimes just with your intentions, and boom, you'll land yourself in a different place. But for me, I had to kind of blindly go through it and push through the fear, having no safety net, and then be shown all of this on the other side. So instead of doing the opposite, breaking the contracts now, shifting your energy, recalibrating to a different timeline so you can gently land on it, I did the opposite. But I think the universe had to put me in that situation so I could reverse engineer it for you, so I could be in the extreme discomfort, because I always walk my talk. I never do anything or tell you to do something that I haven't done or paid for 20 times over. Okay. So I understand why I had to go through that extreme, almost debilitating discomfort. And I've been through so much debilitating discomfort. I'm like, right, I'm just ready. I'm ready for some stability now, universe. But I'm on the other side of it, sort of. And I've been shown how you can reverse engineer this, how you can break these contracts so you can become one and these experiences just land for you. Hopefully this is making sense. Okay, so I get back from Necker Island. We had lunches. The Necker Island was insane. All these different beaches, all these different setups. Everything was just so insanely beautiful. Every meal we ate a different spot. That's how beautiful and big this island was. It was just, I cannot tell you, like, all the species on the island were like endangered birds, like lemurs, and they were just everywhere. And Necker Island is a portal of magic. Like Natalie, the girl who spearheads this whole experience, is she's like, you will feel like you're in a portal. And we went through this hike with Richard, and there was this round kind of rock formation that was hollow through the inside. And I knew as I was stepping through that rock and out the other side of it, I knew I was stepping into a different version of me. And I feel so different now that it's uncomfortable to almost calibrate to. But I've asked for this. I've asked for this. Okay. So I get back from Necker Island, and again, I'm not telling you guys these experiences because I'm bragging, and I say this all the time. You guys know this. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand the situations that are just so beyond bizarre, right? Beyond bizarre. So it just doesn't make logical sense. It's not like, oh yeah, I had coffee with a director of something. I then literally, I think it was the Saturday I get back, my friend says, hey, somebody wants to meet you. That Sunday, I'm in the house of yet another billionaire, right? Another billionaire, one of the first investors in Afterpay. I can tell you a million things about him. He was different energy to Richard, but we won't go there. But it's just these experiences. It's like, what is the percentage of people on this planet that are billionaires? And why am I now in the presence of these people? What is happening here? Right? So this is why I'm telling you this. These are bizarre, out of the realm experiences. And these are coming from this ability to break the contracts of separate. It is the I am consciousness. I am money. I am abundance. I am these wild experiences. I am this. How do we reverse engineer it? It's great to say that, Sarah. It's great to say that. Lovely you've had all these experiences, but how do I get into this, right? So this is what I want to talk about today. Okay. So, like I said, you guys are here. You're here because you feel that there's more. When I feel that you will also get to the place where you feel like you're in the more so much where you're like, I need to pause this for a second. But you're here because you're craving the more, right? You're here because you're craving the more. I am like on the other side of being in this crazy place of expansion so much that I've been in the more to the point where I'm like, okay, let's just have a break. Let's just have a break. So just know, I say this all the time. Decisions are portals into new timelines. So why aren't we making the scary decisions? Why are we dipping a toe in a decision and then moving back out again? Why are we thinking, oh yeah, that'd be nice, but then there's absolutely no follow through? You must go beyond your reality when you make a decision if you want to change it. Now, what do I mean by that? You have to make decisions beyond your current reality. And this is scary as shit because this is what puts you in the unknown, right? So when I said yes to Necker, I massively made a decision beyond where my current reality said was available or was possible. Massively made a decision. But the opportunity came. I have been manifesting this for a minute. I knew this was an available opportunity and I knew I wanted to be there. So number one, you guys need to understand, let's figure out what are these decisions, okay? What are these decisions? Write them down. What meanings do you plug into why you're not choosing to make them? Most of the meanings are coming from the evidence that you're currently experiencing right now in your physical reality. You're looking at your physical reality and you're going, I can't afford that. I am not good enough. I am not blah, 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 blah. Necker was an opportunity and my physical reality would have given me all the evidence as to why I couldn't do that. Okay? I said yes to it. I made the decision beyond where my physical reality was, and random clients spontaneously come out of nowhere to help organize the whole thing for me, some of which are on here right now. One of them said she had a dream, you know who you are, about working with me, and I was like, well, let's do it then. This is how these things get to be coordinated. But too many people are too afraid to make decisions beyond their reality because they do not have faith. You are not wholeheartedly embodied in the knowing that you will land only where you will be benefited by. You're only going to benefit by where you land. Everything in your reality, whether you're pinning a meaning on you like it or you're pinning a meaning on you don't like it, is put there to benefit you. So stop caring where you land, okay? That's why we're so afraid. We're not trusting that the landing is going to be way better than where the origin point is, right? So we're not making any decisions at all. We're not allowing ourselves to be brave. We're not allowing ourselves to be like, screw it, let's do it. How good is it? That's so freeing, isn't it? Screw it, let's do it. This is why Richard's a billionaire, by the way. His screw it, let's do it attitude. And then let's protect my vision. And I'm only going to pull the people in who think this is a good idea. Some people might think that's a bit ignorant or silly or stupid or whatever. But I mean, tell that to the guy who's a billionaire, right? And oh my God, he is the epitome of screw it, let's do it. So Virgin Atlantic, which is his airline, right? Do you guys know the story behind how he started that airline? His wife, by the way, Scottish, beautiful woman. He met her and became obsessed with her. She's actually older than Richard. And Richard just fell head over heels for this woman, Joan. And he was out doing some event or whatever overseas, and he was like so desperate to see Joan, but all of the flights were canceled and just kept being an issue, kept being an issue, kept being an issue. And he was like, screw it. Like, how do we figure this out? How do we fix this? So he chartered a flight. He asked if anyone else wanted to join him, charged a small fee, and the next day decided to buy like a Boeing 747 and started Virgin Air. So he's like, screw it, let's do it. If my intuition is right, and if I can create something that's going to be better and offer a better service than anything else, then let's just do it. Let's do it. If the universe is showing me a path and I'm being tapped on the shoulder to do something big with it, and yes, there's a risk, but let's fucking do it. Let's do it. So he does it. He gets the best people around him, but he also makes sure that what he does is better, right? Everything he's doing is better than everyone else. So we gotta make sure it's like the 1%. How do I make this better? That is the one thing I learned from him. And because I've met so many insanely amazing entrepreneurs in LA and in Necker, I'm like curating the team of some of the best women in the online business building industry and pulling them together to be like, how can we make the best funnels? How can we take the data and analyze it and make it the best for myself, my business, and for my clients? I'm pulling the people in that see my vision around combining business and frequency and energy and strategy. And I'm having them come on, pulling them to the party, to the table, and they've all said yes. It's like, okay, well, how can we enhance the experience where people get to make money and be free and do it through their mission? How can we do it better? And when you have that intention to serve at the highest and do it better, then again, the universe always meets you there. Richard says, and God, this is important, you guys, he has never done anything for the money. Ever. I say this time and time and time and time and time again. You have a mission, you know you're meant to serve. How can you do it at the highest capacity, and how can you try to do it better? Not that you want to squash people around you, but you just want to make sure that you're serving at the highest. When your intentions are there, it's coming from a pure place of service. And if it's coming from a pure place of service, it's coming from purpose. And if you're working through purpose, you will have a why. And if you have a why, that will see you through every single hard time. You're working with a consciousness, okay? A why is a consciousness. It is a consciousness that comes through the quantum, it taps you on the shoulder. It is something that wants to come into physicality, and it wants to come through you. So if you have a why, know that it has a purpose and it's chosen you to come through, and you get to choose whether you say yes, screw it, let's do it, or whether you don't. A lot of you aren't saying yes properly. Maybe you're kind of saying yes and going out. Maybe you're dipping your toe in and pulling it back out. That why, that purpose, that consciousness is going to get sick of it and choose someone else. Okay? Guys, I talk about the book Big Magic. Elizabeth Gilbert proves this concept. She has books, concepts of books that she never wrote that went to other people. Those consciousnesses went to other people who wrote those books, and she's met those people. And they were like, yeah, I wrote the book. Here's the plot. Here are the characters. Here's the geographical locations. Elizabeth is like, I had that same download, but I never wrote that book. I cannot believe it went to you. Amazing. The same thing is happening with a why. Richard would get a hard hit for a why, and he would follow it, and he never did it for the money. It was, how can I serve? How can I make it better? And then the billions came later. In my very early days of doing online business, I spoke about this. People, you have the mission, then you get the vehicle, then you get the fuel, right? The mission and then the vehicle. So my mission is freedom. How do I let humans tap into the deepest layers of the purest freedom possible? Financial freedom, time freedom, mission freedom, all of it. So boom, that's my mission. Guess what came through? The vehicle. I'm helping people build online businesses through frequency and through strategy. And the vehicle was shown to me. And then boom, the fuel came later. Most people flip it backwards. They're like, how can I make money? How can I manufacture a vehicle and piece something together? And oh, maybe there's a mission, but if there isn't, then you have no why. You're not working with a consciousness that is beyond you. You're not able to have the energy that will fuel the hard times because you've tried to manufacture something because you want the money first. Richard is the epitome of the why, the mission. How do I make it great? How do I make it better? How do I serve at the highest? And I don't care about the money. When you don't care about the money always comes. This is another thing that I was shown. Purest form of detachment is your superpower, you guys. Superpower. Purest form of detachment says you don't need it. When you say you don't need it, it's coming from a place of I am. I am. I am money. I don't need it because I am it, right? Detachment is the fucking most powerful energy you could ever possibly be in. Richard serves from mission and he's so detached because he is. Right? The second you don't want something, how funny, comes back. What do you think that is? It's detachment. It's the purest form of detachment is knowing that you will always land in a place that will benefit you. Okay? So powerful. So powerful. Who struggles with detachment? Yeah, we all do. We all do. It's human programming for us to be attached. You know why? Because we are only programmed to navigate physical reality. Our mind is linked to physicality. So if we want something, what do? We physically attach ourselves to it because we want it. The energetic world is the opposite. So we're programmed to attach because physically we want something near us, but the energetic world is the opposite. If we want something, we actually need to let it all go. We need to let the thought go of I want money. Ooh, that's a hard one. But if you were embodying the I am, of course you would be detached because you are money. I was able to make that decision to go to Necker. And because I was literally in the place of I am money. It will come. I am it. I am money. Sounds arrogant, but maybe it doesn't. I always go on tangents. Hope you don't mind. I was watching, pretty sure it was comedians in cars drinking coffee. Do you guys watch that with Jerry Seinfeld? It's so good. It was so good. The episodes are like 15 minutes long and they're just so, he interviews really interesting people. They're at these like dive cafes having cups of coffee. Anyway, this one guy who's like, I don't know, maybe a billionaire. I don't know. He's a rich man. And Jerry is talking to him and he's like, yeah, I made a really bad deal last night and I pretty much lost most of my fortune. Just said it nonchalantly and Jerry's like nearly spit out his coffee and he's like, oh, are you right? Like, are you okay? Like you were just casually telling me you lost your fortune. And do you want to know what this guy said? This man, I'm going to say old white man. And I say that because he would be in more of a matrix 3D consciousness. He goes, I'm okay because I am money. Whew. He gets it, right? No, I'm fine. I am money. Full chills. This is what these guys get, though. The I am consciousness, pure detachment, I am money. And I actually felt that embodiment, which allowed me to make crazy empowered decisions because the I am gave me the detachment of knowing wherever I land will benefit me. I am money. I love it. I love it. Who else loves that? It was the most brilliant response. It was like most people would have been like vomiting from the holy shitness of the situation, right? No, I'm good. I am money. Okay, we are going to wind up this week's episode right here. There is so much more juiciness. However, you can opt into it on the link below where I take you through the 3 pillars to the deep undoing. And we're giving you access to that for only $17. So if you want access to it, click the link below. And as always, I will see you on next week's episode. Thank you so much for listening today, beautiful soul. I hope you got so much gold and were activated in such a way that you could step into your highest timeline of abundance and freedom, because it is more than possible for you. If that desire has been planted in your soul, it is so deliberate. If you wouldn't mind, please rate, review, subscribe to this podcast so that we can get this message into the hearts and ears of more amazing light beings across the world. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so feel free to get in touch on Instagram at sarah.tynan.quantumcoach. If you're a Facebook person, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sarah Tynan International. And please don't ever forget, if your desire is there, it's because your destiny is there too. You just have to remember who you are. Bye for now, beautiful.